Hello folks, Jack here from Peach Guitars. I feel like I don't need to introduce this because it's common play by this point. You know what we do here with these unboxings, but I just want to kind of put a bit of emphasis on how large this particular one is. We've received 7 pallets of Gibson and Epiphone products this morning. The guys have had a real workout getting them off the lorry, and right here there's 35 pieces that are mostly Gibson Custom that I'm going to be showing you. We've got everything out of the boxes already just to save hours and hours of everybody's time. We're already pretty tired from that, but everything within the cases is still unseen. We don't know what's in there. We've got a rough idea, obviously. It's a nice mixture of plenty more Murphy Lab stuff. If you thought that had gone away, think again, because there's plenty more of it. There's some really nice standard Gibson Customs. There's even going to be a couple of acoustics as well. So it's really varied. It's going to be really interesting, but in the interest of getting through 35 pieces, I'm going to keep talking to a minimum. I'm going to keep spec talk to a minimum. If you want to know more about a particular guitar, click the link in the description below. Head to peachguitars.com to do so, and you'll be able to find out all the info that you want to know about any of the pieces here. And it will help me not embarrass myself by giving you the wrong specs as well. No particular order to this. I'm just going to start grabbing cases and checking stuff out. I've been walled in by Gibson, which is quite a pleasant place to be. So let's see what guitar number 1 is going to be. There's a lot of brown cases, so I think you know most of what this stock's going to be. Lots of Les Pauls, lots of 50s Les Pauls, starting with a very, very nice flamey piece. No pick guard on this one, interestingly enough. So you've got 59. I believe this is part of the anniversary collection. Yeah, this is a 60th anniversary 59 piece, so we're still seeing these trickle through. Amazing guitars, these are just really great Les Paul standards. Obviously now we've moved into the 60th anniversary of the SG for this year, but these 59s and 60s are still available in very limited pieces, and you know, just the thing to pay attention to really is the quality of the tops, and they're all of a very high standard, but that one is a very nice place to start for number 1. Like I said, little talking, more guitar. Main man Aidan is on hand today to hand these off to. Thank you, Aidan. No worries, mate. So they're going to be photographed straight away. So hopefully by the time you see this on YouTube anyway, you're going to be seeing the listings live as well, seeing lots of photographs. Videos will be to follow. I get to take all these out of the cases and play them as well. It's not a bad job really, is it? All right, this looks like we're getting into Murphy territory. So this looks like could be a light aged or an ultra light aged 1960. I'm starting to like the 60 neck profile more and more. The more of these that I play, that slightly slimmer feeling just kind of makes these respond a little bit differently. It makes you play different things. I'm starting to like that a little bit more, and they've all got the slightly more red tomatoey kind of finish. This being a slightly aged guitar though, it's worn down very nicely, and I think this is an exclusive colour to the 60 as well, so if you want this ready burst, you've got to go with the 60 model. But there's plenty of them, so that's good. Lovely. Thank you. Okay, I really don't know where to be picking from, so this is going to be a very random video indeed, but I'm sure wherever I turn there's going to be a winner. Right. Another lovely Murphy piece. There is just a clear distinction here. As great as all the anniversary guitars and the standard custom shop models are, when you see these come out of their cases, these Murphys do just stand out because the quality of the fine checking that's gone into the finishes. This looks like another light or ultralight aged guitar. Slowly learning the distinction between them. But for now, you know, I'm kind of stabbing in the dark a little bit. This is a 58, and I don't think I've seen a Murphy 58 before, so slightly, I don't even want to say plain at top because it's not, it's still very figured, but not quite as flamey and over the top as some of the 59s and 60s. Really nice, not quite sure what that's like, a honey burst. Like I said, I'm not going to get specky. I'm sure Aidan is itching to tell me the specs, but I'm going to relieve him of that duty. Just a nice 58. There we go, thank you. Okay. Like I said, lots and lots of Les Paul standards, so that's the majority of what you're seeing. And if there's a particular one you're interested in, or you know, if you happen to spy your favourite, drop the timestamp in the comments below and let everybody know which one stood out to you the most. That's really, really nice. So there's a lot of checking going on. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up too much, Luke, but that's the most intense checking on any of these I've seen so far. 59, Murphy Lab. I'm thinking this might be an ultralight age because there's no signs of wear. You've just got the nice signs of checking. And that's a very nice dark, maybe a bourbon burst, something like that anyway. Got some nice red to the outer edges of it. That's a really nice looking 59. There we go. Thank you. I know people have said on these videos before that they like to see the guitars coming out of the boxes, but believe me, it's taken all morning. We're filming this at about 12:30 in the afternoon, and it's a mammoth process, so you'll forgive us for bypassing the boxes on this particular 3 dozen or so guitar unboxing video. Now that's a nice top. That's kind of a little bit more of a honey burst once again. 59. Ultralight aged, I'm going to say on this one, because again it's just the checking, there's no real signs of wear, but that's a really, really pretty top. I'm starting to like, once again, these lighter finish Les Pauls. I think just with the touch of aging that Murphy is now doing, it just propels these tops out a little bit more. They look a little less flat than I think they previously did without any aging in the VOS. Just my personal opinion, but I think this suits the aging process really well, these lighter bursts. Very nice. Thank you. Okay, let's mix it up a little bit because I've got a croc skin case and we're slowly learning what these things denote. I'm thinking this is a special or a junior of some kind, so moving away from Les Paul standards for a moment. It's exactly that. Really, really nice 57 Les Paul Junior single cut. Very dark burst. So again, I don't know if this will be picked up. Really nice gradient from the really dark outer edges, slowly moving into the sort of more natural finish. You don't often see a really nice, well-graded sunburst like that. Sometimes they take ages to get into the natural finish and it's a lot darker. That's just a really nice, balanced looking junior. I'm always curious to see what they look like under the pick guards as well, but I'm not going to do that. Whoever buys it can take that chance and see what it's like. Really nice case as well on these juniors. I wish they did a few more with this croc effect. It's really nice. Quite light as well. I'll try and, now I think of it, I'll try and add in a bit more information about the weights of these guitars. So far they've all been pretty uniform. Nothing stood out as being exceptionally heavy or exceptionally light. But for those who want to know that stuff, I will let you know. Right, this looks like another of the anniversaries. 59 Les Paul, darker finish once again. I can never remember the names of these things, but like I said, I'm not getting specky. Really nice. I haven't really talked about this before, but on the anniversary guitars, they always seem to have this very nicely seasoned piece of mahogany for the neck, and you can really see it popping through on this guitar. It's almost like leopard print. That's very cool. Nice grain to the mahogany on the back of the body as well. And they just like to show off, I think, with the tops that they get for these anniversary guitars. No pickguard once again, just a solid piece. That's pretty light, I'd say, for a Les Paul standard, unless I just feel exceptionally strong today after lifting lots of cases. I don't know, but that...
No chance.
That's, yeah, probably not. That seems lighter than some of the others. Weights and individual photographs will be on each of the web listings. Thank you. For every one of these, so if you do want to know the weights, you can do so on the website. Now this case is got kind of a satin finish, so I'm guessing there's going to be something slightly different about the finish of the guitar. All the rest have been glossy cases so far. Different case once again for a different guitar. Another single cut Les Paul Junior 57. TV yellow, the king of the junior colours in my opinion. That's quite a faint TV yellow. It's almost veering into like vintage white territory. It's interesting the kind of different hues that they're approaching with the custom shop at the moment, but just a solid guitar. Love the way that looks. You usually see these, this colour on specials or double cuts. I don't remember the last time I saw a single cut TV yellow, so it could be a bit of a rarity, and you may want to act quickly. Once again, yeah, slightly different, very cool case. How are we doing? Are we making a dent in this?
About 5 done.
Goodness me. Okay, so no. Still in single digits by some margin. This is quite a heavy one. Or I'm weakening already. No, this is quite a heavy one. Murphy Lab, bless you. Murphy Lab 59. Once again, darker burst, but not to the detriment of the top. They haven't gone fully blacked out around the edges. It's just a kind of nice, almost a little bit of a purplish hue on this guitar. Really comfortable necks on these. Looks like, I'm not quite sure, ultralight or light aging. Haven't seen any heavy aging yet, so this is going to be perfect, because I think a few people have asked to see, that they want to see the Murphy Lab guitar stuff, but not crazy about the heavy aging. We're now starting to see more of the light aging, as is evidenced by all the guitars that have been out so far. So that's good. If that's the kind of thing you're after, you've got loads of choice. Thank you. Okay. That last one, I will say, was definitely the heaviest by some margin so far, so for what it's worth. Another Murphy. I'm saying this so casually now, like we've been so lucky to see so many of these guitars now, almost becoming desensitized to them. But this is a Tom Murphy Lab Gibson custom guitar, 59, slightly heavier aging. You can see little sort of specks and dinks being taken out of the top. Very artistically done, so I would say. So I'm going to guess light aging on this one. Really cool extended checking cracks. You probably won't be able to see this right now, but you can see a lovely, I say lovely, but I think it's cool when there's an extended crack down there, really prominent. You know, I know this stuff isn't for everybody. We all know that. Feel free to voice your opinion, but we all know that this isn't for everyone. But for those for whom it is, these are just better than they've ever been in terms of really interesting artistic relicking that you can just spend hours looking at. That's the whole deal. Okay, let's take some, you may not have even seen, but there's an entire pile in front of me as well as behind me. So I'm going to start from some of the front ones. Oh, this is nice. 59 60th anniversary. Got a little bit of the CC1 or the Gary Moore Peter Green guitar kind of tinge to the top without the pickguard. Was that an ooh yeah? I heard, yeah. Ooh yeah from behind the camera. Yeah, that is nice. Like I say, it's great to have this mixture of the darker bursts with some of the lighter, and they do complement this lighter finish with a really flamey top. That's a special piece. And again, it's got that kind of leopard print quality to the neck of just being really highly figured and highly grained. Is that a term? Highly grained? I'm going to say it is. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Where to turn next? Not sure what this is going to be. Oh! Ho-ho! This is going to please people. A lefty, and I've learned my lesson from previous unboxings to hold it the correct way. As uncomfortable as it feels to me. Really nice. Oh, I'm cradling this like an absolute idiot, but that's what I have to do.
So uncomfortable.
Yeah. 59. Super flamey top. So I believe there's a number of lefties actually in this particular delivery, so you will not be disappointed if that's your thing. This is another one of the 60th anniversaries, I should add, and it's got that very cool highly grained neck. Phrase of the day. But yeah, very cool top. Very, very cool. It's great to see that there's a good mixture of all things here. Okay, very nice. Thank you. Okay, when was the last time we did this? When was the last Gibson unboxing? It was only a few weeks ago, wasn't it?
I think we've done 3 in the past, maybe month.
I
So
reckon.
maybe 6 weeks. Every couple of weeks, I think we've
Yeah.
done one.
I think we've taken about 60 of these guitars in the past couple of months, and it doesn't seem to be slowing, which is very cool. Another 60th anniversary, once again, lighter finish, really flamey top, highly grained neck, very, very nice. So loads and loads of 59s. Interestingly, these do feel slightly different. I would say these guitars have the more traditional feel of what I and many others will have come to know the custom shop for. Slightly more of that glossy feel, not in a bad way. The Murphy stuff, just with that even slight little sheen of aging, has a very different feel. It feels like more open pore on the neck. Thank you. You just feel a little bit more airy overall, and that comes across in the tone as well. So when I find another one of the Murphys, I'll emphasise that. This could be one. Yeah, it is. It's another 1960 tomatoey burst. Very cool colour, actually. I think when you see them like this, where they've had the real red, fire engine red sheen taken out of them a little bit with the aging, they become a little bit more desirable, in my opinion. Really nice checking. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but right there in the neck pocket, very cool checking. Interesting place for the checking to take place, but I guess it happens. So light, ultralight aging probably on this one. Not super light in terms of the weight, but yeah, what I was saying before about the feel, these just feel, they've got that broken in feeling. And once again, for the relic skeptics, that's more than half the equation, is the feeling. So even if you don't like the look of some of these guitars, I would say you've got to give credit to the difference in the feel, and that's very, very important. Thank you. Okay, do you know what? I'm going to mix it up. We've seen enough Les Pauls for a while. There's still a million to get through. A larger brown case means something different. Much larger, in fact. What's it going to be? Oh, lovely. Okay. Natural finished 355. So we've got the block inlays, the ebony board. I think it's 59. I think we've seen one of these already. Really, really just great sounding guitars. Really bright, really vibrant sounding. And obviously the aesthetic is very premium with the gold hardware. Just a really nice touch to the aesthetics. And it's clean, it's mint. So if you're one of those people that doesn't like the relics, that's a bit of a winner. That could be the thumbnail. I don't know. What do you reckon?
Get a nice stance.
That is a fine looking guitar.
It's not a fine looking pose.
No, it's not a fine pose. There we go. That's a little break from Les Pauls. I'm running out of breath. There we go. No, thank you. Right, straight back to the Les Paul train though. Let's see what we got this time. Yeah, it's interesting there's none of the aged cases so far. We've seen a few of those. I guess it correlates to the heavier aged guitars, of which we have seen none so far. 60th anniversary, 59 in this light burst. So if this is the guitar for you, good news, because we've already seen about 4. So you can just pick your favourite top and be very, very happy with what you choose. What, do you know what this colour is actually called? I'm thinking it. Golden Poppy. That makes sense, yeah. Golden Poppy burst. It's got that kind of. It's like Peter Green on acid, which is probably a tentative subject, I should say, but that's what this guitar screams to me. That could be a significant faux pas I just made, I don't know. I'm just going to put that back in its case and move on. Thank you. Okay. Wonder if this will be another one. No, something different. We're back to the Murphys. It is really interesting. I can't convey this with words, but every time I'm alternating between the anniversary guitars and a Murphy, the feeling of the neck, just when I take it out of its case, it's really significant and it's very hard to put into words. I'll try and, maybe we'll do a video on this in the future. So this is a 59. Nice bit of checking. Really cool bit of, this is a challenge for your videography skills. Very cool little bit of aging there, right by the 12th fret. It's like someone's been wearing a ring or something and just, it's not gashed or anything, but it's just really nicely worn at that point. I think that's cool. These are little details that, you know, it's got the personality is embedded in these guitars very nicely with stuff like that. And that's a nice finish too. Goes without saying. Okay. Thank you, Aidan. Just downed a coffee before we started doing this, and I haven't worked out if it's already kicked in and worn off or it's yet to kick in, because this is a mammoth unboxing and it feels like it. I don't know where we're up to, probably up to about the mid-teens, I don't know. Another Murphy, 59. Yeah, 59. Similar to that last guitar, slightly darker burst. Nice bit of checking, nice little specks of aging and relicking to the body. Very comfortable neck. The 59 profile they've just really got right, with the feel again of these being slightly more open pore kind of a feeling. This profile is the one, I think. Unless you want the specific 60 or 58 profile, the 59 is just the best middle ground, the best median neck profile that they've ever put out, I think. And it's really, really been nailed with these Murphy guitars. Thank you. I said I'm not getting specky, but I think all of these guitars have the Alnico 3 custom buckers, which they just work incredibly well. All the Murphy Lab guitars and all the anniversary guitars I've played so far have all had just this great open tone. Those pickups are really well suited to every one of these guitars. I think they tailor them slightly depending on the model as well. One more lefty. Slightly darker burst, I think, than the last one. That's a really basically black finish on the outskirts of the guitar. Really nice. It's another one of the anniversaries, so no relicking on this one. It's got the very nicely grained neck. That reminds me of my own guitar a little bit, actually, and it's quite hard to find finishes like that that's super dark. So if you want that effect, you've got an option here. Very cool. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, we're making a dent here, actually. I think we're making some considerable headway. Murphy Lab, Gibson Custom Shop, 59. That really nice in-between finish again. I can't remember the names. Aidan will know when he's back. Aidan? Hello. Name of the colour, do you remember? 59. Yeah. Maybe Kindred Burst. Maybe. I think you could be right. I'm just going to agree with you because you're knowledgeable. Really nice tight grain on this guitar as well, with some tight checking patterns here on the lower bouts as well. Yeah, really nice. And actually for a Murphy, I haven't been commenting on this so far, but that's got quite a nice bit of grain to the back of the neck too. Very cool. Okay. Thank you. Right, let's mix it up. I've got a black case here. I'm thinking this might be a solid guitar of some description, an SG, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's find out. Yes, not only is it an SG, it's one of my favourite Gibson models ever. The SG Special 63, I'm going to say, in cherry red. I don't think this is a Murphy guitar. It's just, you know, no checking, no aging or anything like that. But, I mean, that is the colour for an SG, isn't it? And I do think these SG specials just have so much attitude to them. Les Paul specials are great too. Les Paul Juniors are fantastic. The SG specials, though, have just got this real attitude. Whether it's the Pete Townsend thing or the Zal Clemenson connection as well, for guys who know what a great guitar player Zal is, they've just got a character like no other guitar. So that's nice to see. Thank you. All right, what's in this one? I reckon it's a Les Paul. Lefty. More of the kind of poppy burst on this one. Really kind of quilty up the top there. Don't know if you can see that. Unless I'm just starting to see lines that aren't there.
No, it's pretty quilty.
That is nice. 58, so a bit of a heftier neck profile. I'm going to have to hold it this way because I have no way of gauging a neck profile with my right hand. That's a really comfy neck. And that is a super quilty top, so that is a real find for our left-handed friends out there. Someone's going to be very happy with that. Okay, very good. Thank you, Aidan. I'm just going to take a quick pause just to make sure I'm still recording. We're good. Okay. Right, what have we got left? There's a fair few pieces left. I've got a couple of acoustics as well, which I think I may... Let's take an acoustic break. Grab yourself a drink, grab a tea or a coffee, very quickly, because I'll do this quickly, but I don't think we've ever had an acoustic on an unboxing before?
Yeah, we had Tom Petty a couple weeks ago.
Tom Petty. Okay. I don't think I've done one anyway. So let's see what this is going to be. I love Gibson acoustics. I'm always excited to see them. And this looks like a really nice one. Hummingbird. In that, I can never remember the colour. Do you remember the colour? Some kind of antique, natural finish of some degree. Gold hardware on the Hummingbirds. It's not going to be in tune, I wouldn't imagine. Imagine all the people, though. Perfectly in tune. Fantastic sounding guitar. I very much look forward to demoing these Gibson acoustics. We don't see them as often as I'd like, but I know there's a couple that have come in with this particular delivery, so if you've been after one for a while, now's the time. Oh, that was a nice break. Thank you very much. Okay, let's do something else for a bit of variety as well. I've got a couple more black cases here, and this time I do know what's inside. I think along with the bursts, the late 50s bursts and whatnot, these are probably my favourite Les Paul spec because they're just a little bit different. It gives you something you might not expect out of a Les Paul. We're finally into the heavy aged territory here as well. So 68, I believe, Les Paul Custom, gold hardware, nylon saddles, the witch's hat controls, ebony fingerboard. That is just a serious piece, and I think there's two of them, so we'll get to compare. And you can see with this guitar, typically it would be a super dark finish, so it's going to be hard to see, but the heavy aging, you can see what they do with the really cool checking on the guitar. The slight marks on the top, like here, and not too much on the back, but there's a real subtle kind of like buckle rash shift here on the back, and the neck just feels super comfortable. Sometimes these customs, like if you've ever played a new custom, they feel exceptionally glossy and, you know, supremely premium, and people like that stuff. But if you like the concept of a custom with the ebony board and the different tone, you know, the lack of maple top, slightly darker sound with the worn-in feel, so it's like the perfect balance of those things. And the nylon saddles, it's an often overlooked component in the tone. I really like nylon saddles on the sort of mid to late 60s guitars. It's a little bit of a softer sound. So that is a very cool piece. Thank you. Right, got a few more brown cases by my side and a few more in front, so let's zip through here. Oh, that's a nice one. That's a very nice one. Loads of checking going on. I don't know why I did that. Loads of checking on this particular 50, can't read that, 59 I think it is, going on the serial number. Nice comfortable neck profile once again. That's that kind of in-betweeny Kindred burst type finish again. Very dark headstock though, so that's a nice little touch. That's quite a light Les Paul standard. Whether it's just because I just picked up a custom before it, I don't know, but that's a good weight. That is a good weight. Although, I say that, let me know in the comments whether you're one of those people that prefers a light guitar or a heavy guitar, because there's always contention around that subject, as there is many other things in the guitar world. I personally think that lighter guitars tend to resonate a bit more, they seem a little bit more lively, but people like heavy guitars for that sort of beam direct tone, so let me know. All good on Instagram? Cool, okay, another Murphy guitar. 50, what is that, 59 I think, based on the neck. Similar finish to the one before, same kind of level of checking, so ultralight aged I would say. A little bit more red in this one maybe than the last guitar, a little bit more sort of pop to the colour. Very nice, that's quite lightweight as well. I think this one and the one before it, once again, if you've got a favourite, drop a timestamp below. I would say these are quite similar, so you have a hard time picking between them. Maybe it'll come down to the tone, who knows. Alright, we're in the final stretches now. I think we're into single digits of what's left. Luke's having to sit down. He's been snacking this whole time.
Well, it's hard work.
It is hard work, isn't it? Okay, we're back to the anniversary guitars, another 59, 60th anniversary, in that very nice golden poppy, potentially, burst. A little bit more green to the finish of this one, so this looks a little bit more like a slightly aged guitar. So some of those previous ones had a bit more yellow to the top, so they looked a little bit more sort of like a new guitar, if you like. But this one, I think, maybe edges it out in terms of just being a little greener, a little more grey. People like that if you want a slightly older looking guitar, but no relicking. So it's the best of both worlds, to quote my heroine, Hannah Montana. Or Van Halen, whichever way you look at it. I think delirium is setting in at this point.
Set in long ago.
Yeah, it did set in long ago. Okay. What do we got here? Murphy Lab, Les Paul, 59, or is it 58? Very dark serial numbers on these guitars, it's hard to tell. Similarly dark is the top. That's a nice sort of darker finish. Once again though, I like when you can still see the burst on the extremities. So it is a darker hue, but you can still see the flame underneath. And down here, especially on this lower bout, you can see a lot of flame on this piece. So that is a very nice guitar. Very straight grain in the neck as well. This feels solid, this feels chunky. And it's quite a good weight as well. I'd say, I said I'd comment on the weights. I think they're all much of a muchness really. Nothing stood out as being extremely heavy, and nothing's been featherweight so far. So, they're all just right in that sort of perfect spot of the weights. Thank you. Okay, got a couple more here by my side. '59, 60th anniversary Les Paul. Very dark finish. This has got a really nice progression because it's quite light down here, light and flamey. and then it's very dark up the top here. So this looks a little bit, I like what they've done with these anniversaries, because it doesn't, you know, the Murphys are really all about the attention to detail of perfectly recreating the vintage tops and the way they would look when they've aged. These ones, I think, I've taken a little liberty and modernized it, made it pop a bit more. So again, it's just like two sides of the same coin. Depends on what you like, but if you're the kind of person that likes a flamey, poppy top, this is a great, great example of that. Okay. Very nice. Okay, last brown case from down in the corner. One more for our lefty friends. And that... Oh! That's another 7 pallets of Gibson that's just arrived. This, I think, might be the best looking lefty so far. I love how they've mirrored the grain. So you can see two different directions of grain there. It's not just perfectly straight. And that's a really nice... This looks, you know, like a real deal. This is a 58 Murphy Lab guitar. Very light aging. Bit of nice checking on the guitar. I think that might be the best looking so far. Maybe not even just of the lefties. I think that might be one of the best looking in terms of authentic, true, dirty, vintage Les Paul. What am I doing? Why did I do that? Started latching it back up. That's very nice. Awesome. All right, folks, we've got 5 left. 5 left! And let's try and bring a bit of variety into this. So I'm going to go for the other... Yes, we've got something special. I'm going to save that for the end, I think. Another black case. I believe that this is another... Oh, yeah. Thank you. Just wait for that door to come down. Thank you. Right, I believe this is another of the exact same specs as the last 68 Custom we saw. That little bit more chunk to the weight. Standard fare for Customs anyway, but that's a really nice one. Not quite as heavy on the aging on this one, so I don't have the other directly to compare, but the other seem to have a few more of the kind of like shallow white marks on the top and a little bit more buckle rash on the back. So this could even be a light aged guitar. I'm not 100% sure, but it feels good. A little bit of variety there. You can check on the website or just jump between the timestamps in the video to see which one you prefer of these two. But two really nice 68 ebony Les Paul Customs. That's very cool. Always pleased to see those. Okay. Thank you. Right, we're in the final running. Got 4 guitars left to show you. That's lovely. That's very lovely indeed. 59, I think. That neck feels like it's got a little bit of a kind of point to it, like the again, maybe it's just because I just previously picked up a Custom. Feels a little bit flatter on the sides, a little bit more of a kind of almost a V in the back. It's not a V, but it's just interesting. I like that there's still this unique quality to these guitars, and you really will have a one of one depending on which one you choose, because just all these little details like the neck and the relicking, obviously it's completely unique to each piece. That's a very nice top. I'm gonna say is that the Kindred burst again, maybe, do you reckon? Perhaps. None of us know words anymore by this point, but that is a very nice top. But nonetheless, nice bit of flamey grain down there as well. So there we are. There you go.
Doing well, Jack.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We're nearly there. Thank you very much. Right, let's do the last acoustic. I wanted to include a couple of acoustics because we just don't often see them. Just, you know, as Luke said, we had the Tom Petty's before. But acoustics sometimes tend to come in and go out again to whoever is lucky to purchase them. We don't always get to give them the attention we would like, but I'm trying to change that a little bit here. Now this is something very cool indeed. L00, black, obviously. Very cool. I love the headstock. Just super simple, super classy. Very, very light as well, even for an acoustic. Very, very light. Very comfortable neck. I'll get that in tune, I'll demo it properly, but that is super cool. And there's a really nice piece of, I'm going to say it's rosewood, on the fingerboard. It's very light on this side and kind of glistening, and it gets very dark on this side, and you can see the sort of division in the middle runs like a river there. I like that very much. Very cool. L00. Be quick on that one because I don't think that will last, and who knows when we'll see another. Okay. All right. Thank you. Right, we've got one more brown case. Let's hope this is a good one. Let's hope this has been worth waiting for. Like I said, this is totally randomized, so I don't know what we've got exactly, but I think this has been a pretty good haul. I hope you've enjoyed this, because I think this is spoiling you really, aren't we? Going to spoil you with this last one as well. That is a super nice top. 50, I can't read it. Might be a 58, this one. Feels a little chunkier in the neck. That kind of golden poppy kind of colour as well, with a little bit of the lemon burst mixed in as well. I'm not entirely sure what Gibson's doing with their colour schemes at the moment, the colouring system, but that's just a super nice piece. Murphy aged once again, nice checking. I'm going to say this is light aged because I can see a few little nicks and dents in the top. Nice bit of checking up the back. Cool sort of sporadic buckle rash type stuff going on. Very nice checked neck and slightly checked headstock as well, if you can see that. And just a lovely finish. That's a good way to end the Les Pauls, I think. That is a strong piece. I know I've shown you, I reckon it's probably 90% Les Pauls, maybe slightly less, but there's a lot to get through. Take the time though, when you've finished watching this video, head back, pick your favourite, drop the timestamp below, so we know what your favourite is, and so you can remind yourself, just so it's always there. And if you feel inclined, head to the website, find the guitar, and just do it, because these are all super unique, super special pieces. Last guitar of the day is this, which we've all been waiting to see for a little while. Gibson are coming on very, very strong with their signature lineup for this year. There's a lot of diverse pieces, and this one was one that stood out to a lot of people. There's a lot of buzz around this particular artist. I'm sure you all know who this is already. Mr. Marcus King. So for those who don't know about this guitar, 1962, I think, ES345, with some very unique touches on it. So you've got the custom-made badge emblazoned there, the split parallelogram inlays, gold grovers, which I love a grover. I love a gold grover, perhaps even more. I just love the look of all the little details on these guitars. I love with the ES stuff that it's the details that really make these guitars separate from one another, and they really impact the tone. So I just know, without even playing it, this guitar with grovers is going to sound very different to a lot of the other ES products. And then interestingly, you've got this cool, I believe these were taken from SGs, the sideways vibrola style bridge. Very cool touch. Got a nice bit of ring, so it's almost like a trapeze, but with the variety of a vibrato system as well. Just really, really nice. I love the hue of the cherry. I love the patina of the binding. And like I say, I love the pop of the gold hardware as well. And it's got a veritone. This thing is going to sound really cool, but I'm going to let Marcus King do all the explanation for the tones on this thing, because he can really make these sound very good. Also comes with a custom belt buckle, apparently, which I'm not going to sport for you, but let me see. I haven't delved into the cases on any of these, but you've got a cool little oops, what's that? A switch tip Forgive me, folks. Switch tip just went running. But you've got a cool certificate of authenticity there with a picture of the man himself. Cool little leather-bound pouch. I like that. That's cool. I really like what they do with their artist guitars. There's obviously a lot of attention goes into these things, and they're really reaching out to more and more great artists to make these incredible guitars. You got that tip? I'll put it back in the case if I may. Thank you very much. We almost lost it, but it's safe. Thank you, Aidan. All right, well, there we are, folks. Goodness me. Time for another coffee, I think. But I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, let us know with a like down below. Comment down below with the word King as well, in honour of Mr. Marcus King. If you've made it this far into the video, let us know you're still watching. Comment King down below. If you've got any questions about any of these pieces, drop it in the comments section. We will answer it and let you know any of the things you want to know. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well so you don't miss out on these ever increasing numbers of great unboxings that we get to do. It's an absolute privilege and pleasure. I'm going to have a sit down. But thank you very much for watching, folks. Take care, have a great day, and we'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.